Well, I'm sitting here with Alex, and I've known her since she was, oh God, help.
8 or 9.
When we moved in Yardville.
Yeah, we were in like 3rd grade, so 8 or 9.
So you've been friends with TJ and Larissa your
Entire life.
Yeah, pretty much.
Entire school career.
Yeah. You've had it pretty rough yourself.
Yeah.
You know, your daddy passing away and your mom passing away.
No.
And you surviving that.
Yeah, I mean, it was all inevitable, though. Like, I always knew I was going to be the kid by the time I was 25 with no parents. And I've said that since I was a kid. Like, I just always knew that.
You really did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my life revolved around drugs my whole entire life. I grew up around heroin my whole entire life.
So your mom was a heroin addict?
My mom and my dad were
Okay.
both functioning heroin addicts. My mom not as functioning as my father. My father was always the most functioning. You know, that's what started the rift in the family when my parents got divorced.
Right.
And my dad took my mother to court for custody. I mean, that was just... There was no way she could take care of us without him or without his financial stability.
Right.
So her sisters ended up going against her, and we ended up getting in custody of my dad. Which obviously that was the best choice at the time. Was it really? Probably not, but, you know, it was what it was. You know, so I had to grow up kind of at, like, a very young age, because my sister was in Colorado. I was, like, 8 or 9. I was at home taking care of myself, doing, like, adult things. So, by the time, I think when I got older, and, you know, when my mom passed away when I was 17, you know, I think that's when I actually started really, like, rebelling. Like, I've always done drugs since the time I was 13, 14. I was the last one to do everything. Like, I was the last one to smoke pot, but I was the first one to sniff heroin.
Okay.
And, you know, I kept it under wrap for a very long time. Nobody knew anything.
Right.
Because it started off with pills, and I would never get sick. And I'm like, oh, these fiends are just saying that. Like, you know, you don't really get sick. They just want to get high. Like, I was going on for, like, almost 2 years without going every day without getting sick. And then one day I got really sick, and I was just like, fuck it. And I went to dope. It was cheaper. Like, I started out with, like, 2 bags a day. And, like, that was, like, the best $10 I've ever spent. It would literally keep me from 8 o'clock in the morning when I would start work until probably, like, midnight when I was getting out of work, going out and copying for the next day.
So only 2 bags?
Yeah, that was literally only 2 bags.
2 bags, not 2 bundles?
No, not 2 bundles. And when I first started, it was still dope. Like, it was still brown. It was still, when you cooked it, it was still brown. Like, it was still that oatmeal. Like, it was heroin. Not anymore. Like, I've never seen white heroin. Even from when I was a kid. Like, as crazy as it sounds, like, I remember I got myself in trouble in, like, 3rd grade when the DARE program came in because I knew everything that was in that briefcase.
Oh, yeah.
I knew everything. I'm like, oh, that's, you know, and that's kind of fucked up. If you really think about it, like, that's kind of sad. Like, I knew everything in there. And, you know, from when I was a kid seeing that, like, it's totally different. And it's a different ball game right now. And, you know, obviously, the more you use, and I started going up to 5 bags, and I was going up to 10 bags, and then, like, at my height, I think last year at my height when I went into detox, it was in March, I think. March 11th I was sniffing, like, 60 to 70 bags a day.
Wow.
And that was just to, like, I didn't get high. Like, I was lucky if I caught a nod at the end of the night from just being tired and maybe smoking, like, a joint or a bowl pack on top of that, and I just caught a nod from being tired. That was just honestly to be functioning throughout the whole day without being sick.
So it's not even a feeling of a body high. It's just to feel.
I stopped
not
getting
sick.
I stopped probably getting high off of dope. I was 21 when I really got into it. Probably by the time I was 23, 24, that's when I stopped getting high off of it. And it was just whatever to get by.
To not feel sick.
Yeah, to not feel sick. And oh my god.
You spend a lot of money,
Ugh.
right?
Oh my god. It's sick. From the time I started waitressing, I've been working since I was 13, but from the time I started waitressing and making straight cash every day, and actually getting addicted to that too, because I had cash to do whatever I wanted, plus everything was taken care of. I was content, so I wasn't a drug addict, I wasn't a junkie, I was good. I had everything under control. Yeah, until I started blowing like $200-$300 a day, and then I'm like, how the hell did I make that? And then having nothing, for no bills, nothing. So that kind of sucked. But that was another reason why I went away. And like thinking about it, like I could have. I'm looking over all these kids that are doing good. They're buying houses, they're getting married, they're like moving on with their family. And I'm still stuck. Like I just got out of my parents' house a couple of years ago, and I was forced to get out of my parents' house because my dad died.
Right. So you had it really.
And I had
the roughest out of the biggest group. I mean, the group.
In a way, yeah. But then at the same time, I did have it the easiest too, because if I wasn't doing what I was doing, like my dad had basically everything for me. If I applied myself right, I could have been in school. I could have had everything by the balls. But I went left instead of right. And I knew what was right and I knew what was wrong, but I still chose to go left.
So, are you in sobriety now?
Yeah, I'm in sobriety right now. Some people, obviously everybody's opinion's different on my sobriety. I didn't want to do it for a very long time. I've tried it, with Suboxone. I've tried it with the Vivitrol shot, the oral Vivitrol. I forget what it's called. I've tried it with everything.
Doesn't look like it tasted too good, huh? You made a face when you said that.
I can't even eat oranges.
You can't what?
I can't eat oranges. I can't drink orange soda.
Because it reminds you of it?
Because of Suboxone. And, like, when I went to Virginia, like, I remember I left for Virginia last year. And I went down there with, like, 6 Suboxone. I was totally fine. I think I took 1 the whole 2 weeks I was there. Mentally, I was totally fine. Physically, I was okay, but I was still able to, like, pull through.
Right.
But out here, this time when I went to Carrier, and I waited the 24 hours to take the Subutex that they give you there. Got sick. Instant went right into withdrawal. Waited another 24, so that's 48 hours. Went right back into instant withdrawal. I did wait 72 hours, but by then I was like, you're not giving me anything, because I'm not getting sick.
So what?
I was going into precipitating withdrawal because fentanyl
Can you explain that a little bit to me? Because I'm a little unclear on precipitated withdrawal.
I never believed in it because it's never happened to me. I used to eat like 8 milligrams. I used to eat a whole 8 strip before I would go to work because I would feel like shit. And I'm like, oh, I still feel like shit. I need to get back. So I would go get a brick, do a whole brick, and just be leveled. So I never believed in it until I went into Carrier Clinic.
Okay.
And from sniffing straight fentanyl, it's got a longer half-life than heroin. So you have to wait 3 days to take the Suboxone. By then, you're like death on the floor.
Wow.
And from taking that Suboxone, it made it a million times worse, honest to God. If I had a shotgun in my hands, I probably would have blew my brains out.
What does it feel like?
It is withdrawal times a million. Times a fucking million.
I don't know if
I could probably only describe it as nerve pain. Where to the point you don't even want your clothes on you. You're literally like your body, you just want to go and jump and like, I can't even explain it. Like, it's just like, you don't even know what to do with yourself.
Okay.
And then your mind's racing 1,000, you're pouring sweat, you're vomiting, eating.
Okay.
You can't, you're starving, you're so hungry, but you can't eat. You can't even drink water.
Wow.
And I will never forget sitting in Carrier Clinic on this. I mean, granted, it was nice, but who the hell, besides in your own home,
Right.
literally just sitting naked on the bathroom floor. Just literally all I could do is rock and moan. Like, that's all you can do is just with boiling hot water pouring on me.
Wow.
Like,
does that help?
I mean, it does a little bit, and then obviously your body eventually, you get so worn out. You maybe fall asleep for like an hour or two, because I remember getting on my bed and then just waking up like thinking it's 10 hours, and no, it's like 10 minutes. Like,
oh wow.
You literally start to go insane. You can't sleep, you can't eat, you can't drink. Like, I was going nuts in a nut house.
How many times you been in rehab?
3 times altogether. The first time I went when I was 18 or 19. That's because I was supposed to PCP a lot at the time. See, like, I wish I could get to the point that I am with heroin, that I am to the point with PCP. I can't even smell Sharpie without getting sick. I can't even, like, talk about it for a long time without getting physically sick. Because I used to smoke it so much. All day, every day.
I never knew that.
Literally all day, every day. I remember I screwed up jobs from it.
Wow.
I went into literally like a coma.
It's like
Out
a
for
psychosis?
days. Yeah.
Like you didn't know what you were doing?
I had no idea what I was doing. There's videos of me in Philly laying on the school steps. Like, it was bad. Like, I was literally just assed out laying on steps.
I have videos.
Didn't want to get up.
I have videos of someone in a psychosis too. It's pretty scary.
Yeah.
Pretty scary. Like, when you see them walking around this Philadelphia with no shoes on in a hospital gown thinking that's okay.
Yeah.
You know?
I remember, I'll never forget the night I didn't smoke PCP for like 6 months. This was in like, I was still like, no, I just graduated high school. Or it was, either I had just graduated high school, it was either that summer, or it was like a couple months leading up to the graduation.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't smoked in like 6 months. And I was at a friend's house in Dover Apartments, and I remember I got a whole Sherm stick, which is a cigarette stick dipped in the oil. And I just remember smoking the stick at the kitchen table, and I remember looking it down and taking the last pull of it because the whole thing was ash already. And I just remember literally falling out of the chair. And I remember laying on the floor, and I woke up because there was people stepping on me. Like, I had boot prints, like, from people stepping on me.
Why were they stepping on you?
Oh, because I was assed out on the floor.
And nobody cared?
Nobody cared. Everybody was all fucked up. Like, I laugh about it now, but, like, at the time, I was pissed. I got up, and I freaked out. I was like, fuck you guys. I tried to leave. Like, I flew down the stairs. Like, I literally rolled down the stairs, got in my car. Don't even know how I got home. But I remember getting home, and, like, I had to stand on a chair to turn my light on, and I remember I kicked the chair out from under me. Got my feet stuck in the back of the chair and landed in a laundry basket. And my dad came in, and he was like, "You're drunk," because I was slurring my words. And I was like, "Yeah, we'll go with that. I'm drunk." And I sat there the whole night. I slept in that position with my feet up like this, stuck in the chair, with my ass stuck in a laundry basket. It was pretty comfortable, I guess, but...
I wasn't aware you were doing PCP.
That was before. That was like right after my mom died. Yeah.